What's up, guys? A lot of you have been asking me about my fuel system, so I decided to just make a detailed video on it. So to start off, I'm running a Radium Surge tank. This tank holds about 2 to 3 liters of fuel. I don't remember which one it is exactly, but I utilize 2 fuel pumps in here, 2 525s. I could run a third, but 2 525s is already good for like 1400 wheel. It's really all I need. Those are ran off of toggle switches. I'll show you guys that in a little bit, but since I'm already here, I'll show you where all these fuel lines go. So the return is right here. This one is ran through there. It goes under the car, up to the engine bay to my fuel pressure regulator. Pump out goes right next to it. It's right here. Goes right there and under the car to an inline fuel filter, and then up to my flex fuel sensor, which uses a quick disconnect fitting. And then after that quick disconnect fitting, or after the fuel sensor rather, it goes to my fuel rails. Here we have supply. Supply is right here. This is a bulkhead fitting, so you drill a hole in the stock fuel hat. You connect the stock fuel pump to the barb fitting under here on the other side of the hat, so that fuel pump feeds to this line. Next to it is an overflow for the surge tank. Same thing here. It's a bulkhead fitting, but that barbed end is just open to the tank, and you just use the other stock connectors. Stock EKP stock connectors here gives power to the fuel pump, to your level sensor, and these are pretty sure just for like emissions, like vapors and stuff. I'll show you guys. Everything's all messy right now because I'm in the middle of rebuilding everything, but 2 relays wired for toggle switches. You just use like a diagram online on Google or whatever. We'll walk over here to the other side. The stock regulator is still in the tank. I just plugged it off here. So I cut the fuel line, plugged it, cut the stock fuel line under the car, and what I did was I taped like a piece of thin gauge wire to the other end of the line, like right there, and I pulled it from here. So then after I did that, I taped the ends of these fuel lines to that wire, and I pulled it from under the car to run these fuel lines through here. Otherwise, if you just try to like push it through here, it's gonna be really annoying. So that's a little trick. We'll walk to the other side and I'll show you the toggle switches. Everything is just chilling right now. It isn't finalized. Eventually I'm gonna do a little switch panel over here somewhere. So yeah, pump 1 is on to start the car and to run the car, normal, whatever, low boost. Second one I turn on for high boost before pull, and I just leave it on, or I can turn it off, whatever I want. The reason why I like toggle switches over a Hobbs switch is because I know for sure that the fuel pump's on, because these glow and I can hear them. I just don't really trust the Hobbs switch anymore because I had one fail on me. I'll show you guys. I mean, like the motor, everything is out. I'm sure you guys saw my previous video, but I'm in the middle of rebuilding the whole motor. But I'll show you guys where the fuel lines would go if the motor was in here. So here's the little flex fuel sensor. It's a quick disconnect fitting to -6 line. That's the fuel feed line. Flex fuel sensor goes to a little Y fitting here. This quick connect goes to the hard line for the high pressure pump. Then it Ys off here. This goes to the end of the PI rail, the back end, the firewall end, and the front PI rail. The front of the PI rail goes here, goes to the side of my Aeromotive fuel pressure regulator. Under the fuel pressure regulator, we have the return line that just goes under the car straight back to the surge tank. I have the regulator set at 70 psi, so the fuel pressure that I see while I'm wide open throttle, it usually doesn't drop less than 65 psi of fuel pressure, and that's when I'm making like 30 plus pounds of boost, so it works really well. And a little update on the motor. Right now I'm just waiting on a crank because the bearing spun on this journal, so I don't really trust it anymore. So I just gotta tear it down a little bit more and then send it to the machine shop to bore out the block and all that stuff. And I'm gonna ask him if we can save this this connecting rod that had the bearing spun on it. We'll see. Hopefully I can, but if not, it is what it is. I'll just get a new rod. And as far as the fuel system goes, if you guys have any questions, please leave a comment. I'm happy to help. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.